Hello, my name is Howard Stevenson, and I am a professor, the Constance Clayton Professor of Urban Education at the University of Pennsylvania in an Applied Psychology Division in the Graduate School of Education. I'm very excited about talking about the work that we've been doing here at the Racial Empowerment Collaborative, following a book I wrote called Promoting Racial Literacy in Schools, Differences That Make a Difference. The focus of this work is trying to make sense of the kinds of racial encounters that young people, adults, families, professionals go through every day. And what I've learned over time is that racial encounters can be some of the most stressful and scary moments in people's lives. You could argue that for some people, they don't know how to handle those emotions, particularly if they feel as if they're going to be thought of as racist or a coward or a sellout, or just simply embarrassed in public for not knowing what to say or do. Sometimes the research on this suggests that people get so overwhelmed, they get tongue-tied, they stutter, they hyperventilate, they lose focus, and their stress levels go, like on a scale of 1 to 10, so high that they can't even access their own knowledge and memory. Part of the work when we think of racial literacy is, what if you could, imagine if you could actually engage in a racial moment with somebody different than you and not lose your voice, not lose your intelligence, not embarrass yourself, and most of all, engage in an incompetent and healthy manner. And when we ask this to young people and adults, we find that more than almost everyone says, yes, I would love to do that, because these are some of the scariest moments I face. So in our work around racial literacy, we define literacy as in three ways. One, the ability to read racially stressful encounters. So when a racial elephant shows up in a moment, social interaction, the question is, do people read it? Do they see it? Are they interpreting it accurately between two people, between a group? So that's important, the ability to read. Secondly, how well do I recast or reduce my stress of that stressful encounter? So if I'm on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being incredibly stressful, if I'm at a 9, do I know how it affects my body when I'm stressed? Specifically, my right leg's being so scared and twitchy. And can I reduce that 9, say, to a 5 or a 6? The ability to recast or reduce that stress is a skill. And the third issue is resolve. Do I walk away from that racial encounter acting in a way that I would believe is just and fair, where I'm not underreacting to the moment of the stress and not overreacting? So racial literacy involves reading, recasting, and resolving a racially stressful encounter. And in our work, we are worried about encounters with police, with teachers, and young people, in which there's only a minute, maybe 15 seconds, in which one has to make a decision. For us, literacy, or racial literacy, means you're not only able to read a situation that could be challenging, but you're able to bring your emotions and your stress levels to manageable levels in which you can make healthy decisions, not only for yourself, but for the people you're working with. We would love police officers and teachers to be able to know themselves in those moments and make decisions without overreacting, and particularly without using force or violence as a way to resolve the sense of threat that many of us feel when we don't want to be embarrassed or don't want to look like we are incompetent. Our young people need it, and what we want is our young people to come home healthy and safe from public services, from school, from any place in which somebody could misunderstand or misperceive them. Racial literacy, in the way that we think about it, involves a host of relaxation strategies, but most of all it involves managing emotion in the moment of the threat. It requires 4 particular strategies in addition to relaxation. 1, storytelling. 2, journaling. 3, debating. And 4, role-playing. And the combination of these strategies we use to build assertiveness in adults and young people about how to stand up for themselves in racial moments that are highly stressful and highly threatening.